Wake up, wake up, wake up. Okay, I'm awake. Hello and welcome. This is MPL Presents Cricbuzz Live. I am Gaurav Kapur. With me, Bhattacharjya and Ajay Jadeja. Wake up!
Oh, is it the 20th over?
Yeah, wow. That was a bit.
Chennai won?
Chennai has won. They did take their time. A lot of time. Not just their time, but a lot of our time as well. But they finally got there. Wow, that was a snoozy chase.
I saw Dhoni change bats midway. I thought it was actually a mattress brand or something, a sleep well brand or something like that. There must, because there can be no other explanation for the match going this match going to the 20th over.
Yeah, well, you know, he gets the job done. You know, when MS Dhoni is there, he's going to get the job done. He obviously gives his own team, I'm guessing, and Chennai fans a lot of heartache because they've got there with 2 balls to spare. They should have got there with 2 hours to spare. I'm shouting, I'm trying to wake myself up. But really, I mean, it's amazing how he does that. When you look back at it, and you think it's just phenomenally amusing because he's completely in control. Right, everybody else is losing their marbles. People are like, come on, hurry up, I want to go home. You know, so we've got early flights tomorrow. People are saying, oh my God, what if we don't win? The Kagiso Rabada bowls those 3 dot balls. You're like, what's going on? He is an iceberg unaffected by global warming.
That's a good one. That's probably the only one not affected by global warming.
The only one is Mahendra Singh Dhoni. It's just absolutely amazing. Though, we must say, with the Delhi bowlers, perhaps missing a trick somewhere with their bowling, with their fielding, just here and there somewhere?
Maybe at the top, open with Rabada. That's the only thing that I would look at, because, you know, you saw Ishant Sharma with that first over, actually getting an edge of Ambati Raidu going into the slips. Then you started with Akshar Patel.
Yeah.
You know, so you give that 1 over to somebody like Watson or Raidu at that stage. So you got to try everything. I mean, yes, if you look at the scoreboard at the end and you'd say, oh, it must have been a tight game, or they were in the game, how can you say there's something gone wrong? But at that score at the start of the innings, what was your best chance? Your best chance was if you knocked something right at the top.
Yeah.
So apart from that, I mean, those are strategical moves. You know, you bring in a bowler an over early or later. But there's nothing much that they could have done, except one more thing is probably for the future. Look what happened when those same spinners bowled towards the end.
Yeah.
Akshar Patel had that 1 over, although it was Dhoni, so, you know, he may have just been, you know, enjoying his batting, and it may not be the pressure, it may not be the conditions, because with him you can't assess.
Yeah.
And that Amit Mishra over, except for that 6, that it got a little difficult at the end, because unless you put pressure in a situation, the same ball, the same bowler and the same batsman, and whatever the conditions are, the game is very easy.
Yeah.
Why do we, you know, people over the years who played this game or watched this game over the years talk about a certain situation, a semi-final or a final, last over, this over? It has to have relevance for the batsman or relevance for the bowler to worry that what if something goes wrong. So that pressure can be created by a captain, by the field, or how he's approaching the game. It is, you know, whether you score 220 or you score 120 or 140 in this case, somehow the field and the whole bowling
You just look the same.
They look the same.
Yeah.
So, you know, that is why Mahendra Singh Dhoni is able to do it again and again and again. Because what you're doing, he knows exactly what you're going to do next.
Yeah, he's always thinking 2 steps ahead of you. And what Ajay is talking about is that Akshar Patel was given the 2nd over. So it was Ishant, Ishant, and then Rabada in the 4th. And you could tell Ishant troubled with the 1st over, Rabada troubled with the 1st over that he bowled. That turned out to be the 4th. So he's got a good point. Bowl him in the 2nd, rattle them up front. Attack.
See, also, I'll tell you one more thing. You have a team, this is a coach-led team as opposed to a captain-led team.
Yeah.
You know, see, Chennai is a very, very captain-led team, okay? This is a coach-led team, and so the situation is like this. What happens is, the coach can't tell what's happening in the middle. He can't make adjustments. So you can't do ball-by-ball adjustment. He doesn't have radio with the captain. So what happens is, you've gone in with a mindset that the coach has said, you know, start with a bit of spin on the side. Now, you don't have the experience of maturity. Shreyas may not have the experience of maturity or even this thing to change it at that point in time. So, Ponting could be sitting outside thinking, I could have done this, I could have done that. But that is a problem with a coach-defined team rather than a captain-defined team.
We have seen that. I mean, there are solutions to that. There's been a lot of times when you've seen Warner at long on, long off, and he was the captain, and Tom Moody constantly
they relay
in his ear.
messages. They keep reeling, but it's never the
Not
same
ball
because
by
by
ball.
the time you do it ball by ball, also you don't also want to break the captain's natural decision-making process. You don't want to keep telling him things. You might nudge him here once or during a strategic break twice. But if you keep telling him every time, then he's going to start second-guessing himself.
Yeah,
That's a problem.
And well, I mean, MS Dhoni's pretty much been captaining longer than Shreyas Iyer has even been playing the game. So really, it's not a level match, and it's not fair to compare anyone actually to Dhoni as a captain, especially Shreyas Iyer, very young. So now for Delhi, it's 1 win out of 2 games. For Chennai, it's 2 from 2. So they pretty much picked up from where they left off, defending champions, as you know. Probably will get tougher for them as they move along. But right now, it's just looking like they're in control. There's no problem. He's got all the bowling options he needs. And when he's bowled first in both matches, it's looked like he's sorted it out. Well, Delhi will. I mean, Delhi doesn't need to worry too much. No team needs to worry too much. It's just early days in the tournament. But of course, they will be bolstered when Chris Morris comes in. He'll probably take Keemo Paul's position. And remember, both teams today played only 3 foreigners. So Delhi has the option of drafting a Colin Munro in somewhere, or perhaps Sandeep Lamichhane in somewhere. So they have that option of bringing them in. Sandeep Lamichhane today could have been.
Exactly. It would have been a good choice today.
Yeah, could have been interesting. And as Ajay says, if you're playing bowlers, play your best 5 bowlers. Because if 7 batsmen can't do it, then 8 also can't.
Don't play them because they can bat a bit.
Yeah.
You know, that's as simple as that. Don't play a batsman who can bowl a bit. Because when the time comes, what you actually have him in the team for is, I mean, the first thing has to be the reason why he's in the side.
Yeah.
If he can bowl, yes, good. If he can bat, good. If he can field, fine. But in this format, the first thing that you must look at is, and with the bowlers for sure.
Yeah,
with batsmen, you can still go. Because, you know, there would be days that a guy at 6 and 7 may not be used. You know, there will be days that so you can go in with a batsman if you have a choice between 2 players and you say, okay, this one can also bowl and bat and field. Maybe you pick a guy like that. But if you're going with a bowler, pure bowler, and say, oh, look, let's pick him because he bats better. Yeah. I think that's a wrong call that you make.
And today, if you see, with no disrespect to the 3 Indian spinners who were there, Lamichhane, who's been in good form, who's troubled a lot of international batsmen, could have probably played for any of the 3 Indian spinners in there. Could have probably made a difference, but that's could have, would have, should have. Because it's done now. It's over. And we don't talk about today no more. We talk about tomorrow now. But before we get there, our MPL hero of the match, of course, is Dwayne Bravo. Dwayne Bravo, who went for 17 in his first over and then bowled his next 3 for 16 runs and 3 wickets. Boy, he really is. Joy, he does something in this format, A and B with MS. It's amazing how somehow he does better for Chennai than he's done for his other franchise teams.
B is that I just genuinely believe he has a knack of picking up wickets. He's not as economical as he used to be. He gets hit around. He was lucky. There was, Rishabh Pant managed to find a fielder out there. If that ball had gone for a 6, things might have been very different.
Yeah.
But things seem to go his way. Maybe it's his change of pace, maybe whatever it is. And Dhoni again uses him so beautifully. Any other guy, mind you have 8 bowlers. Any other guy could have turned around and said, you know what, he's gone for 16 in his first over, maybe I'll hold him back.
Yeah.
That man just takes the right call all the time.
Yeah, he just does. Whatever he does is correct. Somebody else who was correct today, this is a super team hero today on MPL, is Ishaq Mohammed. Got 350 points. Got some dapper sunglasses there, Ishaq. Well done. A lot of people, of course, are playing super team on MPL, and today Ishaq is the one who is our hero, who's played right ahead of everybody else. So well done there. All right, tomorrow's game. We've got Punjab playing KOLKATA at Eden Gardens. So that's where that game is going to happen. Of course, both teams coming off a win. KOLKATA perhaps, Joy, a little more buoyed after their last win. They sort of pulled that rabbit out of the hat with Andre Russell.
They pulled that rabbit out of that hat, and they'll think it's important to win in their home ground because they don't have too many, so they want to get in there and do as many.
Yeah. Ajay, when that kind of win happens, it can do 2 things, right? One is you start thinking as a team that, boss, bacha liya isne humko aaj. Or the other thing is you go, all right, man, we can pull wins out of anything. I mean, it can go either way, right? Your psychology.
It can, and because as a batsman, when you're chasing, say, next time, you would probably not worry about the run rate as much, and you think, we've got Andre Russell to come. He'll sort it out, or he can do something. But then you're banking on him too much.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, say, when you bank on Mahendra Singh Dhoni, there's a difference. You don't bank on him on number of run rate, but you bank on him not getting out.
Be solid.
I think that has a better
Higher
survival rate, or that will has more success rate. And I think with what happened with Calcutta even last year, if you see most of their wins, I think they've now modeled themselves. At the top, it's Lynn and
It was Narayan last year.
Narayan.
Yeah,
so
this year they
with
went
them,
Nitish Rana on the first game.
So that's one explosive start or explosive moment where they're taking chances. Because with Narayan, you are taking chances. He's not one of those solid guys, although he was consistent last year. But that's a chance you're taking. And rest of the team that you built is that they're going to just go about doing their business. You've got Uttapa who does this business. You've got DK who was fabulous last year. But it was Russell. Russell was the key. The games that you won, Russell had a role to play.
Yep.
So I just hope that they don't start banking too much on him. Because, at that stage at the end, you saw what happened today in the last over, only needing 2, but you could miss 3 balls.
Yeah.
So somebody like Bravo who walks in, when you walk in, no matter how good a player you are, and I think yesterday they got lucky as well. First 5 balls when Russell played, the opposition was, not yesterday, it was day before. When he came and played the first ball, all he did was defend and everybody was long on, long off.
Yeah.
So people will realize if he's put under pressure for the first 4-5 balls, then the game might just turn around. So I'm wary of teams that bank on one guy to do something totally different from everybody else.
Yeah.
Exactly what happened with Delhi today. Because Rishabh Pant had that innings, he's not going to have that innings every day. Don't forget, it wasn't the first time yesterday or when it happened in Mumbai. Even a couple of seasons ago, he got 100 like this with 50 balls or something. But this kind of knocks don't happen
Every day is not Sunday.
Yes.
Every day is not Sunday. He did it on Sunday. Can't do it again on Tuesday. Sometimes Mangal is bhari. Okay, well, tomorrow, of course, is midweek madness. Let's have a look at the Kolkata team and ask Joy if he would like any changes. The only change he would like is he would like all 20 players to play.
Yeah, only I think not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. But Sunil Narayan, still they'll be sweating on his fitness, and if it's early in the season, so they might just turn around and say that if it takes another match for him to sort of relax, rest it a bit, they'll take that chance. If he goes out, expect interesting.
Joe Denley?
I would expect Denley seems a logical choice, but they could even swap in a Brathwaite and change their batting order, keep Nitish Rana at the top, and keep Brathwaite there as an extra option. Remember one thing: both teams, Kolkata also knows they've got out of jail in the last match. So does Punjab.
Yeah.
So they'll have a very interesting psychology. Both of them know that one win on the board was a chance.
Yeah.
So they said, you need to grab the next one because 2-0 and suddenly your chances start improving. The other teams start falling under pressure. So
okay,
you would know him with this. I wanted to ask him. You know this team better than anybody else. Would Rana still open? Because he opened because I'm presuming that Narayan got injured, but it was a successful game. Otherwise, he would have batted at what? 7, 6, 7.
No, they float
so will he go back to open?
So they float him. What they do with Rana is their floater depending on how the run rate is going, who's going. So he can go as high as 5. He can keep getting pushed back. If the runs are there, if it's the 16th over, Russell will go ahead of him.
But not open again with him.
See, unlikely to open with him unless the situation is that Narayan is not playing.
No, I'm saying if Narayan's in the side.
But if Narayan's in the side,
we kept thinking Gill might open. We were thinking, will it be Gill or Narayan, and then Rana walks out. We're like, we know nothing.
Exactly. But the point of it is, Kolkata is not a team who will change. If they've said that for this year, our policy is that it's going to be Lynn and Narayan, they'll go for 4, 5, 6 matches before they change. If they do change, it'll be because of an injury. That might prove.
No, but that's why I asked, because that's how you see them playing. But they started that with a policy where he wasn't going to open. But unfortunately, he had to open in the first game. It worked out. So that's what I'm trying to understand. Will they go with the success or put Rana back at 6?
They're not usually the kind of side who will change on the basis of a match.
Maybe interesting to watch.
Maybe interesting to see.
So it was probably a sort of a last-minute thing almost that Rana came out of bat. But the thing is, we keep talking about that license. Narayan is actually the first one who got that license because they figured, go up top, if you get out, it's fine because you're not batting anyway, right? Yeah, exactly. So if you are, 5 for 1, for us it's like 5 for 0 because it's just Narayan who got out and he was going to bat at 8. So it doesn't really matter. But if he fires like he did so many times, then he's suddenly going to give you a power play of 75 runs. And from there, well, you're cruising. You're cruising, baby. He cruising for a bruising eye. Yeah, well, that's the next team, Punjab. Let's have a look at them. Are they going to make any changes? Do you think they're going to make any changes?
I genuinely see another.
We're still
bowler.
surprised we were, right? The no David Miller, no
Mandeep
Andrew
Singh,
Tye.
I think, is a good player. I mean, there's nothing wrong with him, but the number that he's going to come and bat at 6 is not something that he's used to. So at that stage, like I said, you pick people. So that's a pure batsman, but not somebody who's a big striker of the ball.
Yeah.
He times the ball pretty well. He's the one who hits it over covers. He flicks it over mid wicket. So he needs to get in that early part, but it doesn't look like he's going to get there.
Yeah.
So maybe that's one change that I would make.
So you bring Karun Nair in?
No, not at that number. I mean, see, Karun Nair had to bat at 3 or 4. Now that's all locked up. I mean, you've got, Rahul, Kriskale, Mayank Agarwal, and then Sarfraz did well, and Pooran is there. Sam Curran, ended up that game, but from the day of the auction, I don't think his bowling is going to work.
I don't think Miller was available for the first game.
What about Chakravarti?
So here's the thing. I think Chakravarti had an injury. Now remember, he was bought in the auction for a little over 7 crores. This young player who came back into cricket and can do, crazy
7
things.
different variations.
7-8 different variations. But I think he was injured for the first one, which is why they didn't play.
So he's a serious prospect. The other serious prospect you have is Moises Henriques, and the reason is because they felt stuck with 5 bowlers. They had no option. They had nobody else who was even bowling. Chris Gayle has stopped bowling a long time back. So what might happen is you might see Henriques in, Pooran go out, and then you have Rahul keeping. That changes the balance. So then you have at least one more bowling option without really reducing your batting strength too much, because Henriques has batted at 4, 5. He's even opened in T20 format. So he gives them a bit more choice. I think Henriques and Varun Chakravarti you can expect tomorrow. You're likely to see both these guys. Also, if you're going to play a guy spinner who has a bit of variations which need bounce, Kolkata is not a bad pitch for somebody who gets a bit.
They didn't. One sec. No, hang on. They didn't have. They weren't bowling with 5 bowlers in the last match. They had 6. They also had Mankad.
You had to bring it in.
Cut to my close up. That's the mic drop. Right. Boom. Come on. What, too soon to joke about it? All right.
I'm just thinking, what would be the conversation in that Punjab 11?
Yeah.
When you're playing against Kolkata, you're thinking of how to sort Russell, because in today's game it would have been Pant. So how do you solve him? The pacers don't bother him. So Chakravarti I think Chakravarti is the guy, because you'll have to find a solution because that's one player in that team that there's only one option. You got to get him out. You can't keep him down.
Yeah.
There's no bowler that we've seen in recent times who's not been able. So sometimes you make calls like this, thinking just one guy.
Yeah, we just have to figure whether we heard that there was a niggle or an injury that didn't allow him to play. Don't know what the update on that is. We'll try to find that out for you. But again, if he can bowl so many variations, I feel since a game that's so loaded in the favor of batsmen, a bowler should be allowed to bowl without telling the umpire what he's going to be bowling.
I like it. I always like it. Because if the batsman can switch it at any point in time.
Right? A batsman is allowed to switch it. Batsman is allowed to do everything. Come on, allow the bowler.
I'm completely in favor of that. You're talking my language.
So do they inform that they're going to bowl a slower one?
No, not slower one. Action. If you change the action, or if you're bowling, if you bowl right, left hand, if you're bowling left arm, then there's a lot of bowlers who can bowl, and they're ambidextrous, right? They can bowl right and left arm.
But isn't the law changed for
that? But you have to announce it. No, you have to tell the umpire that I'm going to be bowling left arm around.
No, but
because the right arm over becomes left arm around. So you run in from the same place, but instead of the right, you bowl with the left. So it's a switch delivery.
I was
have to announce the switch delivery.
I was saying the batsman rule had changed because when the switch had came about, I think now if you turn around and if you switch your hands, this is not down the leg side anymore. So it becomes offside.
Correct.
So it becomes offside, but he's allowed to do it at any point.
But he's allowed to do it at any time without announcing it. But the bowler has to announce it. Right? The bowler has to say, I'm going to be bowling with my wrong hand.
Yeah, because the game only starts when the bowler is ready to bowl and he decides to start. Batsman is only a reactive man. There's a difference in the game. It is not like badminton, both are equal. A bowler
No, wait a minute. Even in badminton, they're not equal. When I serve, I have a decision which way, where I am going to serve.
Yeah.
You react to my serve. It's the same.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you do the same act. Here is different acts. There's a goalkeeper and there's a kicker. When you go for penalty, do you tell the goalkeeper which side you're going to hit?
No, but...
So that's what I'm saying. Batsman and a bowler are different. You cannot equate batsman and bowler the same.
Wait a minute, I can't switch around also.
If I go and say I'm standing left-handed, the bowler still has a chance to turn his field.
Guys, in Kho,
Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, Coco.
in 7 tiles, when I throw the ball, I never say which tile I'm going to aim for.
No, listen.
And the other guy,
If you can aim for a tile, man, you are better
Listen,
7-tile player than I am.
No, I want to make this clear.
you must.
No. When you start a game, the batsman takes the leg stump.
Correct.
And he informs the batsman. That's when the bowler decides, I'm going to keep this field. If I stand left-handed, then you will react. So it starts with the batsman, then the bowler has to do whatever he wants once it's happened.
But see, you're right to that point.
Huh.
You say that, okay, he's a reactive. But again, the moment he comes into bowl, I can turn around and switch and be right-handed. Now he's to react to me.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You come into bowl leg spin, you bowl off spin.
Wait a minute. Why don't you give me a chance of going around the wicket or around the wicket? It's my choice, isn't it?
That's also true.
I should
Round
also have
around the
choices.
wicket and over the wicket, they should be allowed.
I should have
without
my
giving.
choices also. ना आपका choice है तो मुझे भी choice दीजिए.
नहीं, but ये बोला है ना कि या विकेट के इधर से बॉलिंग होता है या विकेट के इधर से होता है.
Can I just give a suggestion?
No, एक मिनट.
This
one is
MCC board
interesting.
meeting.
No, this one is interesting. I'll
Yeah,
tell you why.
okay.
When you bowl, you have to say, I'm going to bowl from this side or that side. You are saying you should have a choice from both sides.
Yeah.
Because there are 2 options. When you go to bat, there is the same 3 stumps. You have to defend it, whether you defend it left-handed or right-handed. You have no choice.
No, wait a minute. But every way I can turn around. So if I turn around, if I
But
go
that's
left
what I'm saying. You can every way you can turn the ball. How you
wait
want
a
to
minute.
turn?
Moment you're bowling in, wait a minute. What are you reacting to? Wait a minute. You are talking 2 conditions. I'm talking 3. There's a batsman, there's a bowler, there's a third factor, the fielder. Now, can I change my fielder when you have changed your stance?
Yes.
I haven't. No, I haven't.
Yes.
I can't. Once the guy's turned around, I
No,
can't. A fielder is not allowed to move.
But what I'm saying is first the batsman comes.
Oh, hold it.
Who
Bowler
comes
has
first?
bowled. Batsman. The bowler has changed.
I'm ordering my taxi. I'm just
Okay.
I'm ordering my taxi.
No,
You guys carry on.
This is fun.
The
No.
batsman has no choice. It is always the bowler who has a choice.
Wait a minute. The bowler doesn't have choices. He can choose what to bowl. He can't change the field if the batsman changes.
I have a
his
question
stance.
for you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
At this point in time, do I have a choice
Yes,
to
you do.
take this show forward?
Sorry.
Of course,
I
you have
feel
a
like
choice.
I'm supposed to be the umpire and I can't stop this fight. Stop! 2-match suspension for both of you. Next.
Okay.
Does anyone want to object?
I'm going back to Delhi.
you-
I'm going back to Delhi. I'm going back to Delhi.
I am also going back with you. I'll also order. We'll do share. Share cab.
So
Share
I'm left
cab.
alone tomorrow.
Share cab.
I'm also coming. I want to go home.
Share cab.
Share cab.
Okay, well, before we go, there is the joy factor question and answer that we have to give you. So, sir, please, over to you.
And the question was a question which complete this list of international cricketers with the current international cricketer, Brian Lucker's Grant Flower, Peter Kirsten, the 4th name is
Too easy.
Joss Butler, 4 players marketed in ODI cricket. Butler was dismissed by Sachin Saranaike. I think it was in Birmingham or I thought it was in Brisbane. Anyway, I could be wrong. I thought it was at the Gabba, but I could be wrong. But that's it, only 4 players. So when you're talking about a man who's drifted outside the crease, maybe he has a history of drifting outside the crease. I rest my case at this point in time.
So, only 4 dismissals have happened in
ODI cricket.
So, does that mean that a non-striker's only left the crease 4 times in the history of one day?
No, he hasn't. Absolutely he hasn't.
I'm just asking. You know more than me, so
I
that's what I'm
absolutely
asking.
hasn't.
Oh, it has happened more times.
I would
But
suspect
the option's
so.
not been exercised.
I
Okay,
have many batsmen have taken
as a,
advantage.
listen, as a fan,
no,
I learn something new every day.
For that, I must say that
Yeah.
maybe the ball's been scratched many more times than people. So you can't just go by stats.
No, I'm asking.
Don't go by
I'm
stats.
just so the ball has been scratched.
Who hasn't scratched? 98% of the players who played this game would have mingled with it.
I remember,
really?
Of
I
course.
remember in the KKR dressing room, Shoaib Akhtar very proudly picking it up and said, "Don't worry, Buck." The Buchanan's name was Buck. "I will teach them how to tamper with the ball." He said, "No, not even."
Because that law needs to change. Because shining a ball is also changing the ball.
Okay.
The whole idea of
We are really going into an MCC board meeting today. We really are.
And neither of us are allowed in the MCC, so let's not
change the laws
worry
of
about
cricket tonight. And I don't think
Time
we
to
should.
go home.
What we should do is give you the name of the winner of the Joy Factor for today.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to discussing laws of cricket, nobody can be a winner. But we have a winner for the Joy Factor. Kaushal Bed, we have Cricket Kaushal 168. So I'm guessing
16th August.
16th of August is his birthday. 16th of August. One day after Independence Day.
Or maybe that's his highest score, yeah.
168?
No?
Cricket
Good
Kaushal
batsman,
could be
yeah.
also.
Yeah,
In
could.
Gully cricket.
Batsman hoga koi?
Gully cricket. Or maybe he's given away 168.
Book cricket. I have scored a century in book cricket.
Yeah, book cricket. Have you ever played dice cricket?
No.
Oh, I'll teach you dice cricket, and I wrote all the laws. Dice cricket. I'm going to teach you. It's very interesting. All right, but that's all we have time for right now. We're going to go. Of course, tomorrow we're going to be here at 7:30 p.m. on MPL Presents Cricbuzz Live. We're going to go now on our share cab ride. We're going to rewrite all the laws. So you must watch tomorrow because you never know what's going to happen. Maybe we'll make the legal. You missed that, did you? All right, tomorrow. Good night.